Hey everybody, it's Maria. Welcome back to my channel. And I hope you find all the reviews and songs and such interesting. Any suggestions, please let me know. And thank you for being a subscriber. And if you're not, please do so. I would love to have you on board. So you would and hit the bell notification so that you could be kept apprised of when I do new videos. So what do I have here? Well, it says Vangoa, and that's the company that sent me the beautiful 12-string guitar. I did a few videos with that guitar. I was just playing it last night for my own pleasure, and I have to tell you, it's a winner. So check out that video if you'd like to, or those two videos, and there will be more coming. In fact, I think I'm going to put one out in the next couple of days, so stay tuned for that. The company was so nice. They liked the videos that I did and liked my work, so they sent me a couple of keyboards, okay? This is the first one that I'm going to share with you. It's the 88 key keyboard. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, and that's how I work. They know that when I do a review, I'm not going to lie to my audience. I'm going to say it as it is, and actually some good has come of that in the past, in prior videos, when maybe string colors weren't right on a harp or whatever it was. The companies are usually really receptive, and they'll make some changes with their future product production. And that's really what's going to happen in this case. So, but don't let that steer you away from this keyboard. There are some good pluses too. So I'm going to give you basically the good, the bad, and the ugly, as they say. And I'll start with the good. Okay, 88 keys. 88 keys, and you could take it anywhere you want. There are two big reasons I say that. One, it's rechargeable. I charged it up. It didn't take that long, and voila, you got sound, and you have 88 keys to practice. Take it on a couch, take it on your deck. It comes with a case, so you can actually walk to wherever, bring it with you, put it in your car. It's a little heavy, but not, you can do it. It's not that bad for, what you get, which is an 88 key piano. The other part that I love, and that to me is what makes this keyboard, is it has Bluetooth Midi. That means that you can play this keyboard with these full-size keys and use fantastic sounds that you can get from different companies on your computer, like Logic or GarageBand, or on your iPad, which I use the iPad almost extensively. And there are so many good synthesizer sounds. Orchestral emulations. Miroslav Orchestra is one that I can think of off the top of my head. There are many others. I'm not sending out any, shout outs to them. I'm just merely telling you that you can hook this to your iPad wirelessly. Your iPhone, which I did, your iPod, I don't have one, but if I did, or your iPad, or your computer. So that's really cool. I haven't tried it with the computer, so don't quote me on that, but I think you can. I did try it with the computer with the USB, so it does have a USB out too. Some people have expressed concern about Bluetooth Midi because they feel there'll be something called latency. And latency is simply from the time I press my hands on here and you hear the sound, it should be instant, no latency, or as close to zero as you can get. When you're using Bluetooth Midi, it's not connected by a plug, so they're afraid there might be some latency. I didn't find any. I mean, maybe it was so small that my ear couldn't tell. So I'll let you be the judge of that on the second part of this video. I'm going to hook it to my iPad. So what else is good about this keyboard? There are different things that you can do back here, which I'll share with you. That's a plus. So it's not just the keyboard. You can, like I said, hook it up to different things. It's got a nice light. I don't know if you could see it. And that light is important because it changes color, because when I hooked it up to my computer via the USB, it turned like a purplish color to let me know it was connected. It does have piano style keys, which is a very nice thing. And they're quiet. They're not too noisy like when you press the key. I don't really notice it. Not enough that it goes, ooh, what the heck is that? No. Not squeaky or anything. Piano style keys, not the synth style keys. It's made of metal, so that's good. It's some kind of like metal type of hardware. So it doesn't feel cheap at all. What else? It's got 3 piano sounds that you can use with this included sustain pedal. Only 3 work with the sustain pedal. So they give you 129 general MIDI sounds. That's also a minus because they're not like great sounds. They're just general MIDI, which you can get on any inexpensive keyboard. It would use that. So I suggested that they do, instead of 129 sounds, how about do just like 5 or 10 really great sounds that are in the keyboard that are not general MIDI, but that would be, you know, really good sounding piano, maybe some strings. And they listened. Okay, there's no split or split keyboard or layer, so you can't do that. So I suggested that perhaps another incarnation will have that. They give you the sustain pedal, which is a good thing because it's an 1/8 inch input. Most sustain pedals that I've ever used have a 1/4 inch input, even the ones that look like this. So that to me is a minus because you have to get one that's 1/8 inch, and I'm not really sure about the sound quality, if that matters or not, you know, functionality. It works fine for the first 3 sounds. So there's that. Let's talk about the back because that's a plus. It has the USB out, as I mentioned. It has the sustain pedal for the 3 sounds. But the sustain pedal will work with all the sounds on your iPad or your iOS or computer. So that's one reason to have the sustain pedal. So don't let the 3 sounds fool you because there's a lot more out there for the sustain pedal to be used with. Okay, it's got the headphones. You can just practice silently, or I'm using it as an out, and I'll show you later what I plugged it into. It's got an MP3, so if you wanted to plug in some kind of, you know, a CD player or MP3 player, you can plug it in here, and I think it might come out with 2 little speakers. Those are just practice speakers. They're not great, but they're suffice, and I'll let you hear that after. There's a mic input. Again, everything 1/8 inch. I don't have an 1/8 inch mic, so I couldn't test it. I wouldn't really use it for that, so it's not something that would make or break it for me. Okay, I will show you on the video what I'm talking about here, so you'll have it in front of you. It has the start-stop for the rhythm. It's got a chord mode where you can play 1 finger and make a chord. It's got a metronome. It's got a record button. I have to tell them they spelled record wrong. I'm an ESL teacher, but I think anybody would catch that, so that's a little mistake there. It's got the sustain button, which only works for the first 3 piano sounds. I don't know why. I talked to them about it, and it's a design flaw, if you will. There's nothing wrong with the keyboard. It's not defective. Okay, also, every time you change buttons, change anything, it makes that really terrible noise, which may not sound so bad now in the middle of the day, but at night when it's quiet, that can get annoying. So there's that. It's got the volume, it's got the rhythm, and you can change the tempo. And every time you hit the rhythm button, it changes the rhythm. There's no way to input the number. So if you liked, you know, rhythm number 120 or 115, you have to scroll through up or backwards. That's it. You can go up or down, but to get to the middle sounds, you're going to be pressing that. And every time you do it, you're going to hear that. Drive you crazy. Okay, same thing with the tempo, up or down. It's got a transpose feature, so if you wanted to only use the white keys, but you wanted to play, say, in the key of B flat, you don't have to worry about the B and the E being flat, you know, hitting that flat note. You just want to play here, you can transpose. So you could just use the white keys. However, again, there's no real way. I mean, it tells you 1, so you're going up 1/2 a step, I believe. And so it'll tell you the numbers, but the display is limited to just some numbers, okay? So you'll know what tone you're on, but you gotta press to get there. And you'll know what rhythm, but the same thing. Okay, the bottom row has the demo. And so it's got a few songs that you can kind of play along with. There's something called OKON. I think that is the learning mode. So I'll test it out with you now. Let me lower the volume a little. That's really loud. Volume, volume, volume. Okay, so here's the demo mode. And I think if you press OKON, yeah, anything I I do will sound like the first demo song, Joyful, Joyful. I tell you what, this is cute, it's fun for a little kid to hear music, but you're not going to learn anything. Maybe you learn the pauses, but you're not learning anything about the keys, so I'm not really quite sure why they would have that as a learning mode. So let me get out of that. How do I get out of it? Press it again. Oh, there's three different, 4 or 5. Oh no, these, every time you press it, it's another demo song to try to play that way. I don't know what song it is. You have to look on the... They have a manual, a very thin manual. I've read it inside out, and you know, it tells you what the sounds are and the drum patterns. You can actually play a drum kit here, make the keyboard a drum kit. So if you want to be a finger drummer, you can do that. The play, but then the record, after you record something, then you can play it back. But you can't layer over it. Like if you played something on with the piano and then played it back and wanted a flute over it, you can't. It'll just it'll just play your original tone with the new tone that you selected, like flute or whatever. That's it for the features of the keyboard. I will let you hear what it sounds like with the speakers. We're at the piano again, and I'll put it as loud as it can get so you can hear the volume. 15 is what it says on there. So for home practice, that wouldn't be so bad. And then we'll plug it back in so you can hear the difference. It's very quiet, which is good. I don't hear any noise. Exponentially better when you plug it in or listen with headphones. Okay, I think I've talked about everything about this keyboard, you know, some of the negative points, but hopefully they're going to change it with the next incarnation. But it's 88 keys, that's a rechargeable battery. You don't need to use AAA, AA. The old ones, when I was a kid, they were big C batteries you had to use, and then they would leak. So this is rechargeable battery, Bluetooth Midi, and that's where it gets exciting. That's when I decided, yes, I will definitely like to review this, because there's so much you can do with that one thing they did right. The best thing they did right, 2 things, rechargeable and Bluetooth Midi. Okay, and they give you 88 keys that you can carry with you. Take the bag, bring it with you, and you don't have to worry about not having a grand piano or a room for even an upright piano in your house. Thank you, Vangoa. Stay tuned.